Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin ashraf al-anbiya wal mursalin. The next stage that we're going to cover is the time element. And this is where history comes into place. Now within if you look at the actual Quranic narrative, the Qur'an is not a history book. There are definitely historical elements in there. The Qur'an is using historical examples, but they are used in an ahistorical placing. In other words, the story of Pharaoh and Musa, it's irrelevant when it occurred. It's even irrelevant if it occurred. What is being taught is something very powerful. Right? I mean, the Quranic narrative is that it did occur, but that is not what is relevant from the story. The story is used as a teaching example to learn something of what happened in the past in order to prevent its repetition in the future. So there is definitely a historical element. Now my friend Professor Khalid Blankenship, who's at Temple, a very fine historian, told me that one of the frustrating aspects of the Quran as a book is that it does not allow the historian room to examine. In other words, he said that there are many examples in the Bible that we have that are historical in the sense that we can actually look at them as historians. Whereas within the Quranic narrative, the historian does not have evidence there to either negate or verify much of the Quranic narrative, or according to his opinion, any of it really. And he said it's almost a thwarting for him as a historian. Like he found it significant, that it's almost like thwarting him to let him know that that is not the point. That to give you a good example, in the Quranic narrative, we don't know if it's Ishmael or Isaac who is taken up on the mountain. Some of the Muslim scholars said it was Isaac, and some said it was Ishmael. Unimportant as a detail in the story, which is why the Quran does not mention either one by name. Although the narrative would indicate that it was Ishmael, which differs from the Jewish tradition, which is Isaac. But the point is that is not the point of the story. The point of the story is a man's being tested and fulfilling the test in the way that was most pleasing to his Lord.